Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play HighFleet. We're still in the prologue, although we're approaching the end of the prologue, I think. And, well, Admiral... No, it's not Admiral Dowd. It's this guy that I forgot the name of, is telling us the watch reports a squadron approaching. Understood. I'm on my way.
Piotr, Grand Duke.
Admiral?
Well, you have my congratulations, gentlemen. The campaign has proven to be a great success so far. And I am confident, Admiral, that we owe this success to the Duke's talents.
The Admiral looks at you without saying a word.
How did your talks with Prince Fazil go? I hope you followed your orders to the letter.
Affirmative, Admiral. I think you underestimate the Prince.
Affirmative, Admiral. Good. Our next target is the city of Ur. We will join Skobelev's squadron there and begin our advance towards northern Gerrit. You've proven your mettle, Grand Duke. I will entrust you with the mission to seize Ur by force. The cruiser Diana and several Intrepid-class frigates will be transferred to your command.
Thank you for your confidence, Admiral. Just the cruiser will be enough. The Admiral looks at you in amazement and smiles approvingly.
Good. I shall not detain you any longer then. Pyotr Ignatievich? Ignatievich, okay. Grand Duke?
Okay, so we've... he's only given us Diana there, I think. Alright, refueling. I think we're gonna need more. No, we're gonna be fine.
Tarkan, sir, we've intercepted the radio transmission. Pick up the phone quickly.
So now it's telling us about all this. Choose the band. And get the signal. Oh yeah, there's no time limit here because...
Please hurry, Tarkan. If we take too long, they'll cut off the transmission before we find them. Great, we have the signal. Now we need to determine their bearing. Turn the antenna knob using find the direction with the strongest signal. If you're sure this is the right direction, press the button to save your calculations.
Here.
It's a transmission from the enemy strike group, and it's uncoded.
Capella. Arrival in 9 hours, travel speed 150, now heading southwest following the route... something?
Hamat. Now we know their bearing and destination.
Strike groups are powerful enemy ship formations that hunt you. The best course of action is to avoid them at all times.
Where are they going?
They're going to Hamat.
Excellent. We'll outmaneuver them. Now, Duke, take the ships and go to Ur by way of Kushan.
We'll take off as soon as we're ready, Admiral. Alright, so they're going to Hamad. This is just telling you about, you know, how to avoid these strike groups. I've never actually encountered a strike group in combat. They shot missiles at me. Yes, there's missile strikes and there's nuclear missiles that I haven't tried yet. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Right, so now we're going to Kushan, which makes me think of Homeworld. Oh, creepy music going on. So we've got this big thing here. Oh, the Nomad, not the Diana. The Nomad. There we go.
We need to make sure the enemy strike group never learns of our movements. To keep our location safe, we must destroy the garrison in Kushan before they can sound the alarm. Our cruiser is too slow. It is unsuitable for a surprise attack. We need to form a group of our fast ships and use them to attack the enemy. Here you can see the chance that a sudden strike will succeed with the current group. Choose the fastest ship in your squadron based on their speed stat.
Alright, so obviously we're going to take the Navarins.
Excellent. The group is ready. Now send it to Kushan.
Right. Oh, we have to left click. Sorry.
Once the group has completed its mission, order it to rejoin the squadron.
So these guys will now go there. They'll get detected by radar. Actually, well, radar should be... yeah, before that. I'll just switch that off. Well, it doesn't matter in the prologue, I suppose. But usually I like to have that switched off because there is, if you can see here, IRS search, the enemy that does have radar also usually has radar detectors, so you can also detect that. I think that's the radar detector. That's the heat signature, the infrared heat signature of engines and such. So these guys have now detected them. There's a bar here that's going down, which means how much time we have before they... Ooh, where did it go? Before they actually call for help. And, but, you know, we're faster than that. Battle order, we know about that. Alright, they got a Lightning and a Jaguar RSZO attack corvettes. They don't appear to have any missiles. Do we have any missiles on this one? No. And these guys are still landed there, so we're gonna... Oh. Ow. Alright, fine. Woo! Power! Yeah! Yeah! I love it! That thing has had a lot of guns and missiles. I love it. It looks so good. Gonna avoid that fire. Our engines are overheating a little bit. Ow, ow, ow. Don't want to crash into the ground. Power! Ooh. If the ship's condition becomes critical, you still have a chance to save our crew. To order your man abandon ship, press T. No, we're gonna extinguish the fuel and we're gonna retreat. Come on. Engine lost, that's not good. We're gonna retreat. Yeah. There we go. And now we get the next ship, which has missiles. Darn it. Ah, darn it. Press B to activate the ship's fire suppression system. Each use expends an FSS module, so make sure you don't run out. We only have 2 really here on this one, because they hit us from the bottom. You know what? Have another missile. This is the prologue. Boom! Yeah! Not really sure what the dynamic 52% means. Oh wow, we've lost quite a lot of crew on that one. Shame, but oh well. Okay. Wow, that thing is damaged, but it still has... Well, the problem is... It has 3 engines now, so this is going to be a lot more difficult to maneuver. It has a lot of damage. But I'm going to show you how to try and land these things anyway. The biggest problem arises when there's no... Well, if you only have... engines on one side, or if there's no landing gear.
Engines overheating.
Engines overheating already?
Fire reverse thrusters.
Yeah, that's roll angle control. Yeah, we know about that.
Beginning tunnel approach.
Problem. Big problem. It's actually going to be reasonably maneuverable. I just have to keep making sure we don't roll too far. I'm going to try the... Oh, there's a 50 over there. To the right. That would be quite nice. Now with only 3 engines, it's also possible to quickly overheat. Is there a 50 down here? No, that's a 10. The 50 is down there, right? So yeah, this is actually reasonably maneuverable. The nice thing is the interceptor is very light, which means that even with just 3 engines and out of balance, it's actually quite nice. This problem is much more exacerbated with the heavier ships. There you go. Gently does it. Lovely. 50% repair speed. We'll go for 32 for this one. Now these interceptors are quite light, so small, I mean. So it's not a problem getting into these small spots.
100 meters. Everyone get ready.
And yeah, you can destroy parts of the ships and the modules
That's the landing. Good work, everyone.
if you bump into things. It's quite easily. Alright, so ship works. This thing will need a lot of repairs. You can see that the need an ammo module. Ammo modules got destroyed. A lot of the stuff here got destroyed. Just, whoa. How did this thing still fly? 29 hours to repair it. The problem is, you can't just say, I'm just gonna sell this thing and then, you know, buy another one. There's a lot of things available here. Because, yeah, sometimes that's just not possible. Alright, let's get enough fuel to get to Wow. Really? Oh yeah, because we're still waiting for our main force. We just got off the line with the squadron. Any news from the capital? Not much. The situation's still grim. The rebels are firmly entrenched in Kadim Ridge. It will be a long while before we can drive them out. And what of that reactor everyone's talking about? Does it really exist? Everyone's talking. Piotr's voice trails off. He looks at you for several seconds in silence. You should probably ask the Admiral about that, Grand Duke. Alright. Let's wait for our main task force. That's where we'll also get more fuel. There you go. Alright, so now supplies. We need more fuel. I think this is all that we'll need. 12 more hours to repair. The thing is, you don't really want to spend too much time in one place because they start reporting your position. You know, spies, various people that don't like you. So places become dangerous. I don't know if the prologue actually tells you about that or not. Usually I like to push my luck, which is not advisable, but there you go. So these things have now been repaired. Let's make sure that they have. This thing is still having stuff done. Oh no, that's a different one. There we go. I should have done that right at the beginning. Oh well, we'll just wait 2 more hours, I guess. That's fine, and that's the big ship. These are a lot bigger. They seem like they're not that much bigger, but they're a lot bigger. Oh, instead of... Oh, look at that thing. Cannon. 185 millimeter 6-barreled heavy main battery instead of a fuel tank. And that's all the ammo here. And these are the fuel tanks. Holy moly. Alright. Look at that. The rain is so nice. The sound effects. Let's wait a little bit more for those repairs. So they give them the weapons. Alright, now we can leave to No one knows what might be waiting for us, Duke. Should the going get tough, I ask that you request reinforcements from the Admiral. And become a laughingstock? Don't even think about it, General. Rest assured, General, I would never put my men at risk just to save face. I'm glad to hear that, Duke. Should you require reinforcements, just use the internal comms to contact the Admiral. Alright. I like to play a nice prince. I think we're a prince. So, you know, a prince that... Or a duke that actually cares about his people and subjects. So, we're going to make sure there's enough escape pods and so on and so forth. Arrival in 9 hours, speed 150, flying southeast. Go on the route Hamat Melka, refuel required on arrival. So they're going Hamat Melka. Now that might have been the strike group, I don't know, but we're fine. But yeah, usually I like to turn off my radar and fly blind. And only do one sweep every now and then, because like I said, they can detect your radar. Oh, we're just going full out here. Okay. He didn't ask me about sending stuff. Transport ship will surrender if you destroy his escort. Try not to damage the transport so that it can be sold for a good price. These are usually the main ways of making money in this game. So now we've got the Nomad, which is just a giant thing. But we're gonna... Oh, they didn't replenish the Halon on this one. That's weird. Let's try the Gladiator and the Wanderer here. And then we'll do the Nomad. Alright, let's go to battle. That's a lot of them. So we got...
Missile launched.
There's another missile going. No, we're gonna get hit. That was bad. That was really bad. Nice. We got a fire.
System is on fire. Missile away.
They're trying to shoot that missile. We got no more missiles here. It's close. We don't really want to be up there, though. Look at that. God, this thing gets so much firepower. Oh, that was not good. Not good at all. Alright, we're gonna try to take one of these guys out and then retreat. Not good. Come on. Nice, there we go. Oof. Another one coming. Oh, lots of them. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Yep. Alright. Next. The Wanderer. Nice. Whoa. So now with these cannons, we can just do this and destroy the missiles. Come on, let's get under these. Nice. They got some sort of flak. Nice. Whew, a lot of dead here. Not doing that good here in the prologue, I have to say. Ramming order. What? Morale -3. Oh, because I guess because I rammed one of the enemy ships just a little bit. Aw, darn it. People don't like that apparently. Select ships to land. Wow, this thing got... Wow, look at this thing. It got annihilated. So, let's just do 2 of them for now. Just because I'm metagaming and I know that... and I know that when the prologue ends, we're gonna have to get completely new ships anyway.
500 meters.
Yeah, this thing is still fairly maneuverable, despite the fact that it's lost. One of the engines. I think I can get it down there without too much damage. We only have 1 landing gear.
100 meters.
Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Tricky. Alright. Now, let's lean it on the left wall. Oh. I think I've done some damage to that. Let's try to gently lean it. Gently.
Touchdown confirmed.
Gently. There we go. Oof. Hard landing, yeah, I know. That's fine. Alright, let's go for the 58. Actually, this thing might be too large for the 58, but we'll see. Maybe.
500 meters. 300 meters.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be too large. We're not gonna fit in there.
100 meters.
No, I could squeeze the landing gear in there, but the sides are gonna be unhappy about it. The only problem is you don't get the map here anymore, because I forgot where the higher numbers were. What's a 10? That's a 10. Anything else here? I guess we'll go for a 10 then.
Touchdown confirmed.
Shame, but oh well.
That's the landing. Good work, everyone.
Arrival in As we entered the city of a large crowd of people welcomed us as heroes with cries of joy.
Congratulations, Duke. What a glorious victory.
Well done, Mark. Now all the naysayers will have no choice but to shut their mouths. I swear even Daud will rejoice in today's success. I guess our name is Mark. Thank you, Pyotr Ignatievich. Shall I report to the Admiral? Certainly. Why wait? That was the moment when we realized that the hearts of the people of Garrett were on our side. What a beautiful day it was. We celebrated our victory in the present without a care in the world for what lay ahead of us. To Commander of 1st Squadron Admiral Dowd, by order of High Command, remain in and await further instructions. I have been ordered to return to our point of origin. No explanation provided. Commander of the 2nd Squadron, Admiral Skobelev. On the morning of the 6th day, the observation station reported a large vessel approaching from the south. All our forces were put on high alert. It was a lone ship, approaching slowly and showing no signs of aggression. Hope began to spread amongst the officers. Perhaps it was one of Skobelev's vessels, but when it got close enough, we recognized it, the Imperial cruiser Sevastopol. It was a staggeringly gigantic vessel, a veritable flying mountain. We assembled an honor guard and prepared to meet the crew. Look at that thing. It's giant. But, to our astonishment, the first man to step down the ramp was a tall Elaim wearing a golden mask. Behind him was an endless crowd of people with terrible burns and gruesome wounds, all of them Romani from the capital. It was from them that we finally heard the terrible news. The capital of the Empire had suffered a nuclear strike 4 days ago. Sayadi's stronghold burned down in an instant, reduced to a smoldering desert of radioactive waste. What remained of the Imperial fleet was in disarray, trying desperately to fight off the gathering's advancing forces. We were at a loss for words. We didn't know what to do. Most of us wanted to head for the capital and join the battle, knowing that the war was already as good as lost. Gentlemen, I have assembled you here to discuss our future activities in light of the most recent events. My opinion is this: we must press on and continue our advance towards Khiva.
Pyotr Ignatievich, the news from the capital has rendered this entire operation moot. We must return to the motherland at once. The sooner the better. On the contrary, taking Khiva is more important than ever, if you would allow me to elucidate. I've had several lengthy conversations with the crew of the Sevastopol. It pains me to say this, but I'm convinced that the war in the south is lost. Returning to the motherland will spell certain doom for us.
We all had similar suspicions. Now that those fears had been put into words, many of the officers averted their gaze.
Then what do you propose, Pyotr?
There was exhaustion in Dowd's voice.
The rebel fleet is currently engaged in heavy combat in the south. Now is the time to mount an offensive in the north and take Khiva by force. And what comes next? We'll just delay the inevitable. Sooner or later, they will come to Khiva.
I have reason to believe that our intel on the reactor is accurate. If we can seize it, they won't fight back. They will come to the bargaining table to ensure that the reactor is intact. Perhaps we might be able to strike a deal. Pyotr looked around as the officers considered his words.
We have to send a vessel to re-establish communications with the capital. Once we have a reliable line to the south, there's no time for that, Sharif Ramatovich. If we do not mount an assault on Khiva here and now, it will be too late.
We spent the rest of the night and the entire following day discussing Pyotr's plan. Eventually, we agreed to send the cruiser Diana to the south in a bid to re-establish communications with the Empire. The rest of our forces hastily began preparations to reach Khiva and assault it. The Sevastopol became the flagship of the new squadron. At some point, an officer asked who would command the offensive. Pyotr readily replied with a plan of his own. He stood up and spoke with confidence.
No one yet knows what has befallen the Emperor, he said. So the Grand Duke, the sole legitimate heir of the dynasty, must lead what remains of the Romani fleet in this offensive.
Admiral Dowd balked at the idea, but his furious cries of protest were ignored. The officers eagerly supported the general's suggestion. The thought of the heir to the throne leading the charge himself did wonders for their morale. The unanimous support they showed me was certainly uplifting, but at the same time, I was terrified. A moment ago I had been a Tarkan, but now I was the embodiment of the entire Romani Empire in their eyes. The lack of the off, So now we can continue. Grand Duke, you must choose the ships that will join us for the Kiva offensive. Can you give me a hint? Take the red ones. These are the workhorses, and maybe 1 or 2 tankers for them. So, there's a strike ship designed for air-to-ground bombing runs. Not really a fan of the bombs, to be honest. They're slow as molasses. They certainly do a lot of damage, but most of the time, before you can get more than 1 bomb off, maybe 2 of them, they all lift off already. So, yeah, not a fan of that. Lightning, as you can see, is one of my absolute favorites, designed for intercepting aerial targets. A unique light interceptor armed with rapid-fire 100mm artillery guns. I love those guns. They're extremely powerful and accurate. Many Green Academy graduates have been assigned to a craft such as this and perished along with dozens of their peers. In the hands of a skilled pilot, however, the Lightning can work wonders. Now, the thing is, this thing doesn't really have any armor, as you can see. The armor are... What can I show you? You see on this Yars, all those dark areas around it, that's all armor. And as you can see, the Lightning doesn't really have any, which means it's very exposed, but the maneuverability, like I said before, does wonders for evading missiles, for getting missiles to hit the enemy, for evading rockets, and so on and so forth. I love the Lightning. It's really very, very good, and it's very cheap as well. So this is our available money. You might think, oh, I'm just going to use all of it. No, because we need money for fuel, for repairs, and everything. So we're going to take the Skylark because it's basically a tanker. You can see that it's got a big tank there. It's not actually armed. Then we got, if you look at the ship rolls, see these are, the green ones are air defense, tankers, early warning ships, the yellow ones are interceptors, strike ships, air superiority, nuclear missile carriers, aircraft carriers. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see. I like the Navarin, air superiority, the Gladiator is very good as well, the Intrepid, what does it have? The 80 Molot and some missiles. This thing has a Palash one, which are active defense systems against artillery. It's got 2 missiles. It's got 4 AK-100s. Yeah, that's very powerful. I do love the Gladiator a lot. It's very good. It's slow, but it's very good. The Navarin is also very good. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, we've been fighting with the Navarin, not with the Lightning. Yeah, the Lightning is excellent. But I'm going to take one of these as well. You can see that the thrust to weight ratio of this is 6. Of this guy, it's 14. It's ridiculously good. This is AK-725 and this is AK-100. Okay. The Wanderer, also excellent. Air superiority ship. It's got a tank on it. There's the Longbow, which is an aircraft carrier. I've actually never tried this before. This is quite interesting. However, it's going to eat into our funds immensely. One of the plethora of ships built to provide air support to faraway outposts. These vessels now make up half of all Gerati aircraft carriers. When all is said and done, this plane-carrying frigate combines an affordable price with well-balanced specs. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of taking this one because I don't know how effective the aircraft are, and I don't know. It's very, very interesting though. It's got two of the 2 A37 guns, which are very nice, so that can double as anti-missile defense, I think. Triumphant. Look at that. Nuclear missile carrier. Long-range nuclear missiles. Damn. Gepard. A powerful state-of-the-art anti-air ship. It supports enough heavy artillery and sturdy armor to survive even against lighter, faster vessels. You're not too complacent, however. This vehicle is far too expensive to be sacrificed in a dogfight. It's got missiles. More missiles. Yeah. Interesting. Early warning ship. It's got a big radar. But the Sevastopol has the radar as well. So, air superiority ship 7. Holy moly. Cormoran. And her sister, the Negev, are the 2 main light cruisers in the Romani fleet. They can operate entirely on their own or provide tactical integrity as a core unit of an airborne group. I kind of like the light stuff, though. The Nomad. Yeah, I want to take the Nomad just to see how it is. And maybe get rid of one of the Lightnings. I like the Lightnings, though, so much. 10,000 is not much to start stuff with, to be completely honest, but I'm gonna go for it. Normal hard. Oh, that's the, okay. You select the difficulty here. Navarine and Gladiator. Maybe I should get rid of one of these. Navarine. I'll get rid of the Navarine just so we have some extra money. Navarine is very good. But the Gladiator I prefer because of the 4 cannons. It's just a beast. Alright, we'll start with this. There we go. Man, I've never tried an aircraft carrier. This is so exciting. We were days away from departing for Khiva to begin our offensive when that strange Elaim in a golden mask approached me. No Elaim can endure the open air for long, so many of them hide their faces. I'd grown used to that. But this one was unlike the others. People began to whisper when he walked by. Other Elaims called him Al-Sahir and treated him with particular reverence. I know that Daud questioned him. He tried to get him to talk about the people who came with him on the Sevastopol, but he apparently didn't get very far. This Elaim convinced the crew of the Sevastopol to take the ship to Ur, and that is all we know about him. I cannot imagine what he did to convince them, but in doing this, he earned our eternal gratitude. Without the cruiser on our side, the Khiva offensive would be impossible.
Grand Duke, allow me to speak with you.
I don't know if I'm giving them the right voices. This was the first time I had ever heard his voice. The mask muffled it so much I couldn't discern his age. Oh.
I know the Tarkans of Great will...
No, that's not gonna work, is it?
I know you hope the Tarkans of Great will support you against Khiva. The infamous Omar Khan has found refuge to the northeast of Ur. I believe he can be loyal ally to you.
Northeast.
If you meet him, I kindly ask you to give him this.
The masked Elaim presents you with a small, delicate pot. The Elaim bows to you and leaves. Look inside the small pot or entrust the small pot to the head of security for the time being. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So a Tarkan has found refuge in a city to the northeast of here. It would make sense to seek him out.
Would you like me to brief you on the operation, Grand Duke?
Certainly, Pyotr Ignatievich.
Very well. Our objective is to capture the Khiva reactor.
The city of Khiva is in the northern reaches of Geralt.
It's protected by the governor's own squadron. We need to force them out of the city.
It is imperative that the reactor remain completely intact, which means that nuclear strikes against Khiva are not an option. However, we will face far worse threats to the success of this operation before we even reach Khiva. According to our intel, there are 5 gathering strike groups equipped with nuclear weapons somewhere in Geralt. I strongly suggest avoiding them at all costs. The strike groups move from city to city on average once per day. But not the one in Khiva, it seems. Darn it. If the enemy spots us and has time to report it, strike groups will try to get close to us and fire missiles. Yeah, there's a missile. So we need to steer clear of them and track their movements at all times. Information about the movement of strike groups can be obtained from radio interception, or by capturing one of the troposcatter communication stations. Due to the Geralt's vast size, the enemy has had to use these stations to send the messages. Even one such station could supply us with priceless intel on the strike group's whereabouts, as well as the location of their aircraft carriers and their missile carriers. All of which is of extreme importance if we are to prevail in this operation. I don't even know how to approach the aircraft carriers. Do I just attack them? Do I shoot missiles at them from afar? Do I nuclear strike them? What about the missile carriers? The aircraft carriers, for one, can deploy attack aircrafts from as far as 2,000 kilometers away. We must always keep this in mind. And lastly, there are also transport ships moving to and fro between the cities of Geralt. They are hardly if ever escorted, and could be easy pickings for us. A captured transport ship could be quickly ransomed for a sizable sum in any city, Duke, and we could really use some extra funds. So that's going to be the main way we get funds, by capturing these things. Man, I've got an aircraft carrier. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. One thing I completely forgot to mention is the fact that I'm not really that good at this game, so this is going to be a let's play, but if the going gets too tough, I don't know, we'll see. I'll try to keep going, but, you know, I've never beaten this game. I've never ever actually gotten very far because I wanted to let's play it. And, yeah, just so you know, I'm not very good at this game because there's a lot of mechanics that I don't know yet, and we'll just try to get through it together. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.